Hey guys, Mike Lawson here, and I consider him a good friend, even though we haven't, he's another good friend that I haven't met personally. I love what he's doing. We're good Facebook friends, to say the least, but Mike Chavez has done over 4,000 live videos, and I've seen his stuff, and he's got a ton of value to share. And I really want you guys that I want you guys to hear his story because what impressed me the most, and I think Mike, I met you, I don't know, a year, maybe a year and a half ago when you were over like, I don't know, I know you were like 900 live videos and consistently, I shouldn't say that many videos, but here's what impressed me about Mike was he has done approximately 1,460 days in a row, with the exception of one day he missed a live video because he was on a cruise, an incentive trip, and didn't have internet access. But he is, I don't think that counts, by the way. But 1,460 consecutive live days doing live videos and well over 4,000 live videos. And Mike, I just want you to talk to everyone. Maybe just tell everybody a little bit about your background. Again, I love what you're doing. And how did you get into live videos? So tell everyone your background and why live videos.
Oh, thanks. It's an honor to be here, Mike. Yeah, you and I have been friends, I think, yeah, for a couple of years, and we met through live videos, and it's really changed my life. I like to say in my past, I've been a jack of all trades, a master of few. I've done so many things in my life, from working at a gas station to doing mortgage loans. So I've been all over the place doing all kinds of different things. And the real reason I got started in doing videos was at the end of 2016. I was in a situation where I was hurt and I couldn't work, and I was a struggling network marketer for years. And I love talking to network marketers because I struggled with it for about 8 years. Didn't make any money, and I got in this situation in 2016 where I got online, and I saw what people were doing at the end of 2016 when Facebook Lives had first come out. People started to talk about their businesses and stuff. And the real reason that I really got started doing videos is because I wanted to grow a business online, but I had a huge problem. Like most people, I was afraid to talk to people. I didn't know what to say to people. I didn't know how to make connections online. So I started going live every day.
So that prompted you to, well, before I jump into that, how did you learn how to do them? Because they can be frightening, right? I mean, were you ever scared?
Yeah, I was scared. I mean, I was nervous. I first started, I had all the same feelings like most people I have. What are people going to think? Why would anybody care what I have to say? What am I going to say? That sort of thing. But I was in a closed group, and they had some questions that they called it the question of the day. They had some prompts to give us some ideas what to talk about in that group. And eventually they had a challenge where they challenged everybody to go live on their personal page, not in the closed group. And they call it the 90-day self-awareness challenge. So I took that challenge on January 31st, 2017 was the first video that I did. And I was actually the only one that finished that challenge out of the whole group. And
Wow.
nobody told me that I had to stop. So I just kept going.
And that was for 90 days.
That was for 90 days. Yeah.
Wow. But you did start, you were doing them inside a private group, just not public.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was at a point in my life where I literally had to say to myself, like, what else am I going to do? Like I said, I was hurt. I couldn't work. I was on Social Security disability for about a year because I had some major surgeries. And our family, we had some money saved up in our savings account, but when that money wasn't coming in anymore, our savings went down and all of our credit cards went up. And like I said, we had a home-based business at the time, and I always believed in residual income and what this incredible industry can offer.
Sure.
But I didn't realize how much work it actually takes, and the work is on yourself that you need to take.
Well, so that leads me into, and that, you brought up a great point, and we just talked, before this video about personal development. So I love what you're doing with live videos. You now are in the middle of putting together a program, teaching people how to do live videos, and not so much to do live videos to make more money. And that's essentially what I teach, right? Because of the connections that you can make and the contacts and unlimited, prospecting and things like that. But you took a little different spin. You're teaching people how to um, use live video to work on their personal development. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured out throughout the process of doing the videos every day. That's, you know, this industry is personal development wrapped up with the compensation plan. It doesn't matter what program you're in, right? So I just started embracing all the concepts from all the good books. You know, you are what you attract, and if you want to attract amazing people, you have to work on yourself. You know, your personal, your income will never outgrow your personal development, right? So I just really embraced that, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I first started doing the videos, but I became a student of this craft. And I think it's a craft of communication,
I agree.
public speaking. Now I used to make posts about, is Facebook Live the new reality TV? And it's funny, videos are now the new reality TV online, if you think about it, as
Really.
opposed to, because we're real people, right? That people can actually connect with. And when you can show up in an authentic way and add value to other people, it's amazing things can happen.
So how did you? So I, you know, and I'm sure because everyone runs into this, myself included, right? You know, you just start out. You said, okay, I'm going to do it, but like you just didn't say. So what impresses me the most about you was consistency, because that's my biggest piece of advice to anyone that wants to be successful in anything. It's consistency, right? It's just being consistent. No different if you're working out, or you want to lose weight, or you want to do live videos and be successful in any type of business. It's doing the things that you know how to do. Just keep doing them over and over again. But I'm sure there came a time, right, where you're like, I don't feel like doing a video. I don't want to do a video. Or did you ever feel like maybe I'm not offering any value? Are people, and then I know, well, we talked about this when you started doing live video. Like I think I started doing them after you, or maybe around the same time. Yeah, I was definitely after you, I think. But we saw our numbers in views drop dramatically. And then how did you overcome that? Is from a mental aspect of, man, I used to have 1,000 people on the live video. Now I have 10. I mean, maybe it wasn't that dramatic. You know what I mean? But the algorithms really mess with us mentally.
Right. Well, I mean, if you learn how to connect with people, it doesn't matter how many people are watching your videos. And that's what I tell people, and you know this too. You have to have recent engagement. You have to have conversations with people in Messenger. You have to engage with people on their stuff, because it's a law of reciprocity online, right? And that's what I've done. I literally built my community by going out into different challenges, different communities, seeing other people that are doing videos, right? And maybe not a lot of people that are watching them, and they're amazing. They have amazing information that they're sharing, but not enough people are watching them. And that's how I built it. I just went in and I just engaged with people, and engage with them first. I took the initiative, right, to engage with other people first, and then they went to my page, they saw I was doing videos, and then eventually they just started watching my videos. So you have to take.
How about those days? How about those days that you didn't feel like doing them? How did you push yourself to do them?
Well,
Or are you excited to do them every day?
I will, like I said, I just knew, well, from the very first day that I did my very first video, my public one, I don't know what it was. There's something out of God, universe, I don't know what y'all believe in, but something was inside of me, because I had this sense of accomplishment after just my very first video, because I was scared to death to go live. I really, really was, publicly, for, you know, judgment, what other people were going to think. But as soon as I was done with that first video, I'll never forget, man, I just threw my hands in the air and I screamed about as loud as I've ever screamed in my life. And right then in that moment, I just knew that this is something that I needed to do. I don't know. And the network marketing industry is really, really cool, because it's ordinary folks that do extraordinary things, right? You've seen those pictures of people with the big checks, and you look at them, you're like, really? This guy made 20 grand last month? And you're like, huh? Not to judge or say you're better than anybody else, but you're like, if this person can do it, why can't I?
Right.
And that's the same, philosophy that I took with the videos. Also, about the consistency part, there's a book that I read when I first got in the industry called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I don't know I think you probably know who Jeff is.
One of my favorites. Yep.
Right. And Jeff's philosophy is consistency and persistency over an extended period of time. You can accomplish anything. And I'll never forget, there was a part in the book where he was in college, he was living out of his car, and he was working at the country club, and he was a caddy for these guys that were making all this money at the country club. And he just kept looking at these guys, and he was just like, what do these guys have? And then he had an epiphany that they just know some things that he doesn't know. And he went on a mission to learn and to personally grow. And that book was the first personal development book that I ever read cover to cover, and it's impacted me to this day.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So, and I know just because we're pressed with time, there's a couple of things I want to ask you. So how do you, for that many days, because I know this is one of the most common questions that I get. How do you come up with content? Like, where are you getting your content ideas?
Well, I do personal development every day. I read every day. I listen to audio every day. I watch other people's videos. I'm online every day. And I have this philosophy that if you are working on yourself like you should every day, learning something new, you should be able to teach at least one thing that you've learned every day. Because when you learn something, you learn it once, but then when you teach it, you learn it twice, right? So regardless of what's going on in your life, I mean, you can learn something, right? And if you truly are learning it, then you should be able to teach it. And it's not like you're teaching it. Like I did a video last night where I had an incredible call in one of our closed groups, and our team was a bishop. This guy was one of the most incredible speakers that I've ever heard of. Like nobody even knows about this guy. And he was dropping so many nuggets in there. And what did I do? I went on my video and I said, oh my gosh, I just listened to this guy and I wanted to share him, right? I gave him all the props and that sort of thing. That's an example of learning something and wanting to share it with other people. You don't want to take the credit for something else that somebody's inspired you to do,
All right. That's such a great point. And this is good. This is really good. So let me ask you this. I mean, you're human, right? Unless maybe not. I mean, these numbers are crazy to be able to go live every day. Maybe you're not human, but if you are human, you probably have had bad days throughout the last 1,460 days, right? So again, and you don't have to get into the details of a bad day, but whenever you had a bad day and you didn't feel like doing a video, like how did you overcome that mindset?
I think it was that if I knew that if I just did the video, then I would have a sense of accomplishment. Like that was it. It was as simple as, regardless of what was going on, I still did it anyway. Right. And, those obstacles came up almost daily. I'm not going to get into too much of my personal life, but yes. It's been pretty rocky over the last, 4 years. And because as you grow, the people around you, not always, I call them dream stealers, right? They did not necessarily grow with you. Right. And when you have other people around you sometimes that are trying to hold you back, maybe because they love you, they don't understand what the heck you're doing, right? It can get difficult, but it was that sense of accomplishment that I knew that if I did the video, then I would feel good. But I also knew if I didn't do it, I would feel like shit. So I told myself, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to have that sense of accomplishment. I don't want to have guilt. I don't want to have regret. I don't want to say, oh gosh, I should have done a video. And it doesn't have to, it's only, listen, I've done videos for 2 minutes, it doesn't have to be this major production or this TEDx talk every time you do a video,
Yeah. And that's a great point. So it's good to know that you are human. So for those of you that are out there and you're scared, or maybe you're struggling with consistency, you just got to do it anyway.
Well, I listen to this day. I still, I share that I wouldn't say it's difficult, but I still sometimes go, oh, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And I'll tell you why. It's because I care. I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to be repetitive. I want something fresh, something new. And I mean, I do it daily still. And I still sometimes get stuck like, oh, and I have the cutoff at midnight every day, right? And so there's been times literally I waited till 11:59 before I pushed the button. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. And then it just came to me. And
I will say, because we're different time zones. You're out in Vegas. I'm on the East Coast in the Philadelphia area. And I do like sometimes, if I'm up late or whatever, I pop on Facebook. I see that you're doing a live video. I'm like, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, my time, but it's, you're 3 hours behind, and I'm like, man, this guy is an animal.
Somebody's always awake on Facebook. Always.
That's true.
It never closes.
That's true. And I know you're impacting a lot of lives. So do me a favor, do you have maybe 1, 2, or even 3 tips of, for someone new that wants to start out doing live videos? Do you have a couple tips to give people how they should start out, or how to be successful doing live videos?
Well, yeah, I think that if you want to do them, I think you need to ask yourself why you want to do them first of all, because that's going to sustain you throughout whatever it is that you're doing, right? Why do you want to do them? And then find a community, find a place somewhere safe. I have a closed group that's free that people can join, and they can work on their videos. I give them there's free challenges in there to work on and start doing videos. Community and culture is amazing in there. Or
What's that community, Mike? Maybe just drop that in
it's
now.
called Live Masters. Live
Okay.
Masters. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to jump in there, they can go to Live Masters. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll put that link here in the comments.
yeah. I'll put it down there in the comments after the thing. But if you're still scared, to do them in front of other people or even get in a group, I like to share with people. Work back to the personal development aspect of doing the videos. It's some of the people that I work with, some of my clients, they like to look at it as journaling, right? They used to journal when they were younger, and now they're vlogging. So some of the same things they would journal about, right? Not too personal. They change the words to protect the names of the innocent, so to speak.
Yeah.
But just using them to vlog yourself, to video journal your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, your passions, whatever you want to do in the future. If you don't want to do that in front of other people, we have these incredible devices just imagine, I don't know if you've ever seen those things where people will take a picture of themselves every day, or they'll take a picture of their kids every day, and you can see how they change throughout the year. Yeah. Well, just imagine if you did that with video. Yeah. Right. It's measurable growth that you can look back on and see how much you've grown. And I got to tell you, some of my older videos, I'm like, did I really say that? Like, how did I do that 2 years ago? I mean, some of my older videos are, I think, better than today. But if you want to get started, just do it. You only live once. You don't want to live with any regret. And you can start doing it right now. You can go on Facebook and go do a video and hit only me, and only you have to see it, right? Or start a group, your own private group, and nobody else has to be there, and you can start doing videos in there. And then once you feel comfortable and you start meeting people that you want to share them with, then you can invite them to that group.
And people don't need any type of special equipment or anything. Like your iPhone or your cell phone is good enough.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you don't need no special equipment. The first year or so of me doing videos, I didn't have a tripod, right? I didn't even have lighting. I had this plant, right? This one plant, it had no leaves on it, but it had a stick, and the stick was pretty good. And I would put my phone just like this right in there, and I would sit on the island in the kitchen because I had fluorescent lights, running underneath the fluorescent lights. And my background was my living room. And people were like, wow, how do you, what does your studio look like? And all this other stuff. And I'm like, that's just my kitchen. My tripod's a plant, Yeah. Your message is more important than anything else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that have to be perfect with everything, and I remember I used to always have to take a shower and shave, and now it's just like whatever. But I think the most important thing is obviously you need a phone, but lighting. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to buy lighting. You can use natural lighting, right?
Outside during the day, yeah, it's the best lighting.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, because I know we're running out of time. So what would you say is the biggest for you personally? What's the biggest thing that you got out of doing videos every day?
Ooh, the relationships. I would say the relationships that I've established with people. It's truly incredible. I mean, people have watched. I live in Vegas, right? And everybody comes to Vegas for something, right?
Right.
And I always throw it out there in my videos too. Hey, if you're ever in Vegas, come through and look me up. And people, they take me up on that. And I've had people actually, I can't even tell you how many people I've met in person that have come to my house, and sat down and had, dinner with them. And I have to tell you, when I look at my Facebook account and my friends list and everything like that, I look at, when somebody sends me a friend request, I look at their profile and everything. And it's not that I'm picky. I'm just very selective. You have to protect your energy, right?
Yeah.
So when I look at someone's profile, I think to myself, is this the kind of person that I would want around my kids? Yeah. People say, well, really? You would look at someone's profile and think that? I go, yeah, you know why? Because it's happened, right? Some of the people that I connect with are in my house around my kids. And yeah, so I think it's serious. And it's the relationships. Relationships are the true currency in the world, because without them, you're broke. You're totally broke.
Well, I heard this when I first got involved in network marketing back in 2001. And it's so true today that your network is your net worth. And if you are not networking, one day you will be not working. And I think that has played out, especially the year of 2020, the year of COVID. All right. So one last question. Where can everyone find you at? Live Masters on your personal site if they want to if they want to follow you or find out any more information about doing live videos. I know you have a program coming out, which I highly recommend you guys follow Mike. And this guy's amazing. I mean, just the consistency that he is and the value, I mean, is just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, you can hashtag Live Masters anywhere online and I'll pop up, or you can go to livemasterstv.com. It's our website. And on the website, you can opt into one of our challenges that we had. I did a challenge. The first challenge I ever ran was back in October, and it was called the 7-day video interview challenge, where I shot some videos, I put them in a unit section, and everybody ran through the videos. And at the end, the last video, if you completed all 6 videos, the 7th video is I interviewed the people that finished, and I was blown away. I think there was like 40, 45 people that completed that challenge in 30 days. Wow. And I was the only person that was running the whole challenge. So now I got a couple of people helping me out with future challenges, but I was blown away. The reason I was blown away is because I realized that people were finishing the challenge because they wanted that interview. And that was a different twist. I'd never seen anybody do that in a challenge, right? So it was pretty interesting.
I love it. And I'm sure you'd agree that live video, I know it's changed it's changed my life. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. I mean, I consider you a good friend and we haven't physically met. You're a good reason to come to Vegas as well. But, you're genuine, you're authentic, you're consistent. You're definitely not a fly by night. You know what I mean? You don't have an ulterior motive. You're truly out there looking to help people. And I love connecting with people like yourself. And we would have never met if I wasn't doing live videos and you weren't doing live videos. So for those of you that are out there that you're, still putting that off to do live videos, what would you tell those people, Mike?
What are you waiting for? I would say there's a really powerful quote that I heard last night in this talk that I was listening to. And it said that change before you have to. Change before you have to, right? I've lived most of my life reacting to life and making changes and adjustments in my life because I had to. And a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, right? And we always are going to thrive and do more and be more successful when we think it's our idea and we want to do it instead of us feeling like we have to do it. So in this, as far as answering your question, if you want to do live videos, don't think like you have to do videos. Say, I get to do them. I get to grow. I get to work on myself. I get to meet amazing people. I get to grow my business. I get to do it. I don't have to do it. So change before you have to.
Awesome. I love it, man. Well, listen, I have 1,000 more questions.
Yeah, we'll do this again for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you're pressed for time.
I got a couple seconds. I messaged him before we went live. But yeah, I'm looking forward to collaborating and maybe coming back here, being a guest again, having you on in my group, interview you. So some of my folks can get to know you because you give away a lot of amazing information and nuggets. And every time I watch your videos, I'm like, yep. Yeah. Yep, Mike. Yep. Mike's on it. So you guys keep following Mike. He knows what the heck he's talking about.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'd love to anytime. So again, any last words of advice or anything last you like to say?
No, that's just it's life's all about your perception. A lot of people said that, oh, I can't wait for 2020 to be over. It's the worst year of my life. But it's funny. For me, it's been the best year. I made the most amount of money. I had my network grew, my business grew last year. And it was all because of the work that I did before this unique situation that we're in the world, right? Imagine if I just came onto the scene back in March when all this crap happened, right? When everybody else was already trying to do it. I already had everything established. I had a network. I was doing it every day. And like I said, change before you have to, and your life will be amazing.
Absolutely. All right, Mike, I appreciate your time. Have a great New Year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe. And it's, again, thanks for jumping on here.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Take care.